We're on the cusp of a major agricultural revolution, of seismic change greater than the agrarian revolution of centuries ago, and that's agritech.
Agritech 2.0 I would define as a tractor. Agritech 3.0 I define as a whole bunch of innovative solutions, including Internet of Things applications, as well as really high bandwidth solutions that can enable you to analyze every single plant in a field, process on the fly or in the cloud, anywhere you like, but giving a farmer back control of his or her land to optimize yields and production. I think if you could do that both using less resources and gaining more productive benefits, I think that's a good place to be.
Science fiction is becoming science fact. We're all conscious that we need to be less intensive in our agricultural means. But we also know that we have a growing population that wants to be fed. We're also aware of the fragility of supply chains. So we need to try and sustainably boost our domestic food production. So we need to harness chips, brains in universities, academia.
So at Qualcomm, we're really interested in bringing edge and on-device technologies out into the field and operationalizing them, seeing the impact that this is making for farmers, out in fields. For communities, you get a little bit more resources in people's pockets, you get some more time back, and what's the impact that that's having at both a micro and a macro level. And so really being able, again, to bring these technologies outside of the lab, outside of just an enterprise solution, and again, bringing them right out into people's backyards.
Well, I can see AI, particularly I'm interested in weed mapping and individual per plant technology. If you've got a processor that's capable of doing that kind of analysis, it's going to enable you to spot very quickly any problems in a field and rectify. I think soil condition, especially if you're looking at things like sustainable farming practices, are so important. And I don't understand why we haven't thought of using this technology more quickly. The ability is there, but what I think has been missing is the glue between the people that work in technology and the people that actually work on farms. And if you assume that the average age of a farmer in the United Kingdom is in the 60s, then you can begin to understand why, because being in my 60s myself, I wouldn't claim to be anything other than a tech Luddite, except that I happen to work in the sector, so I'm not.
We need to bring people together to try and find innovative technical solutions to agricultural problems, which solve them in a way that doesn't rely on chemical, that doesn't put heavy machinery on our land which compresses the soil with all of the negative impacts that that has. And that's why the little bit of kit behind me, quite an early stage, doing a key and important job, it's been fascinating to see, is the future.
Hi, I'm Colin Wood. I'm the Defence and Innovation Lead at Dorset Council. Really happy to be supporting Robotrics with funding from Qualcomm on these field trials to develop a Ragwort removing autonomous vehicle.
Hi, I'm Erica Ciraldi with Qualcomm, specifically Qualcomm for Good. We are a Tech for Good initiative and invest in projects like Robotrics, making sure that we are giving access to technology for social impact.
Hi, I'm Dave Happy. I've been in telecoms and technology for 40 years, and I'm fascinated by new and innovative uses that it can be put to.
My name is Jake Shaw-sutton, and I'm one of the directors of Robotrics, and I'm here with our newest creation, which is Raggy, our autonomous Ragwort picking robot. The main aim of this robot is to be able to deploy and run itself fully autonomously, going out and physically removing the root crown of Ragwort.
So this is all about reducing the burden of labour on individuals, but also having a beneficial impact on the environment whilst doing so. So it's about taking all the manual jobs that really are backbreaking and take so much time for individuals who manage the land. That includes farmers, it includes people like Dorset Council who manage thousands of acres of land on behalf of the public. But the other side of benefits are around the environmental benefits. So instead of using chemicals, herbicides, pesticides on the land, if we can develop systems that achieve the same aims but without those inputs into the land, that's beneficial for everybody. It's beneficial for livestock, it's beneficial for the soil, it's beneficial for communities.
It's going to boost production in a non-harmful way. It's going to tick all of the policy boxes that we wanted to do. So we need to be all joined up in this. We need to link our universities with our industry, with our farmers, with our food producers, with government, with Westminster and Whitehall, to make sure that we can really maximise the opportunities that this presents and get a head start on our international competitors.
We've got a robot out here in the field running around, and we're able to do all of that compute processing entirely on board on the Hexagon NPU. And so the possibilities that this brings for here and really applicable globally, sky's the limit. We're really excited to see what the engineering and the engineering team at Robotics is going to come up with and what the other applications and possibilities are going forward.
Obviously, apart from farmers using this kind of technology, as a local authority we manage thousands and thousands of acres of roadside verges, and ragwort is a particular problem. It spreads to other adjacent areas including farmland. So as a local authority, if we can help develop a technology like this, it's something that we can use, and it's something I believe that other local authorities across the UK and throughout Europe could use as well.
It's a lot cheaper than using a whole lot of diesel, and it will make you a whole lot happier when you're sitting playing with a joystick in a tent in the rain than you otherwise would be if you were actually having to hoik out the weeds yourself.
Looking into the future, this is about trying to protect landscapes. It's about working with the farms on site to develop and create the best tools possible so that they can make the best, most informed decisions and produce the best food.
We can deliver sustainable farming. We can be nature friendly. It can be sustainable in every definition of the term, and the best way of achieving that is deploying all of the resource of technology.